Hi everybody, I am Manik and from our channel Literature Study at Home, I welcome you to our today's discussion. As you have come across that we have started a series on key literary theorists. So today we have in our discussion Michel Foucault. So Michel Foucault was a French philosopher, historian and cultural theorist whose works have profoundly influenced a wide range of academic disciplines. It may fall on cultural studies, literary theory, political science, and many more. So Foucault is best known for its critical studies on various social institutions and especially regarding power dynamics, knowledge, and discourses. So let us discuss his concepts one after another. First one is archaeology. So Foucault's concept of archaeology refers to a method of studying the historical rules and these rules that govern how knowledge is produced and organized at given time period. Just try to understand how it is mentioned in that way. Imagine studying the evolution of education. Okay, so Foucault's archaeological method would ask you, why was it once common for students to memorize facts, whereas today there is more emphasis on critical thinking than memorizing. The shift from memorization to critical thinking is not just about changes in pedagogy, but also it reflects underlying societal values and beliefs about what knowledge is. So archaeology, or rather it uncovers the structures revealing why certain types of knowledge, that is standardized testing in schools like memorizing, dominate in specific periods, but right now it is obsolete. Okay, now the second concept is discourse. So discourse for Foucault refers to systems of knowledge and language that define what can be said and thought in a particular era period. So it covers how we understand and talk about the world. Okay, consider how mental health is discussed today compared to a century ago. In the past, madness was often viewed as a moral failing or supernatural issues, just like loke bhute dhoreche bolto. Whereas today, mental illness is framed in medical, psychological terms. So this shift in discourse from moral, religious to medical or other scientific shapes how we perceive, we treat and talk about people with mental health issues. Now come to the third concept, and that is episteme. Okay, the episteme is the framework of knowledge, okay, that defines an era, and that era governing how people understand the world. Okay, so in the 19th century, just for example, medicine was largely based on observational knowledge, just like symptoms, physical appearances. But now today, the dominant episteme is scientific. So now it is based on technical advances, just like scanning, MRIs, blood tests, etc. The shift from visible symptoms to unseen biological processes, it marks a change in the underlying framework of medical knowledge. So we trust data from machines more than what we actually can see or observe with our eyes, because our modern episteme prioritizes scientific evidence. Got it? Now the fourth concept, genealogy. So Foucault's concept of genealogy looks at the history of social practices and knowledge. It focuses on the role of power in shaping them. Consider the modern practice of imprisoning criminals. So genealogy would trace how historically punishment shifted from public executions, just like earlier there will be hanging in front of the audience, to right now imprisonment. So it would reveal that prisons were introduced not because they were inherently more human, but because they allowed for more efficient control and surveillance of individuals. Otherwise, people may escape. So it uncovers how power shifts this shift kind of things. Now, the fifth concept, governmentality. So, governmentality refers to the way governments exercise control over us, with the populations, not just through laws but also through some techniques, and these techniques of managing people. Just for example, health campaigns promoting exercise and healthy eating are example of governmentality. They did not or do not or will not directly force people to be healthy, but through public health guidelines and social encouragement, just like calorie counts on menus, fitness apps, and these are things, they manage behavior in a way that aligns with governmental priorities. That means reducing healthcare cost. The government extends its control by encouraging people of self-regulate so that people may not fall ill. That's why they can secure their price and anything. Now the next concept, power. Power and knowledge are intertwined in human being. Power is not just top-down control, but works through knowledge, defining what is true and shaping societal norms. That's the power. Okay, just for example, consider the field of psychiatry. The way we define mental illness today through diagnostic manuals like the DSM, okay, is not simply a neutral description of conditions. Actually, these definitions are produced by the experts who hold power actually, and they shape how society views mental health, who gets treatment and what treatments are acceptable. So mental health diagnoses are not just medical facts, they are products of power relations within the medical field. Okay, so these are the major concepts I think you should look after, and if you try to understand the major works of Foucault, first and foremost, the work is called Madness and Civilization, a history of insanity in the age of reason. So this was the book. It was published around in 1961. So I think you should go for it. You should have a reading of a reading of it for a brief period of time so that you can understand the concept in a better way. Then you can go for The Birth of the Clinic. Okay, this is it has some subtitle too, an archaeology medical perception. It was around in 1963. So those two books are impressive. I think you should go for our reading. Okay, now the third one, or the third book, you can take it for your spare time to read, and that is The Order of Things. Though it is not in a book to cover in a very less valued manner, you should have read it thoroughly. The Order of Things, an archaeology of the human sciences. It was published around 1966. So there are numerous works, rather plenty of works by Foucault, you can go for it. Okay, so I think this will be a very great experience for you, learning all these concepts in a broader aspect. Okay, so that's all. No, there is one book I just remember right now. This was a kind of magnum opus in his career, that is The Archaeology of Knowledge. It was published in 1969. Keep focus this book too. Okay, that's all for today. Have a good day. Okay, and obviously stay well, stay healthy, stay fit.